Hello everyone, welcome to Thursday book stream, where we're gonna read a book. Welcome everyone, welcome. I'm finishing my tea actually. I have this fancy tea where you use the strings to like the tea out of water. It's very fancy, you see. I love that tea. Hopefully my voice will survive the stream. If not, we will finish it early. I have those candies that's supposed to help. But yeah. Hi, Nimi, hi. Where is the book? We didn't have the book stream since a while, so is it this button? Yes. So hopefully we're gonna remember what we did last. I think it was something about Kobo. But yeah, in the meantime, welcome everyone. Adri, Vieredin, Black Red, and Nimio. Hello. So we had this new chapter. It's chapter number 3. And we're gonna find out what exactly it was about. Chapter 3 was offensive defensive moves. So we learned how to attack, we learned how to defend, and then we learned that there is a move that does two things at the same time. And then the first chapter was about, do we choose to defend or do we choose to attack? And we learned to first calculate our attack. We calculated, if we have Tsume, we win. That's the simplest calculation you can have in Shogi. Then we learned, what if both sides have Tsume? Well, if you're one move ahead, if you have the initiative, it's simple. You just go for the win. There is also the chance that you both don't have Tsume. Then you have to calculate who's faster. And usually attacking is better than defending because you can mess up your defense. That was one hint they gave us. And finally, if we're behind on the speed, we have to defend. We had the Judoka Ose techniques of eliminating the enemy pivotal piece or pushing them away. In this case, we had dragon elimination. What else did we have? And then we ended up on this weird situation where we had stated that the further we are from Tsume, the harder it is to calculate who's better. And we had this example that is going to be explained later with a weird move. And we had this diagram saying, how do we choose the move? If it's our turn, first thing we should consider is, do we know the speeds? Can we calculate them? Yes or no? Well, if we can therefore determine that we're faster, then we attack. If we're slower, then we defend. That's this simple. Now the problem starts when we don't know exactly what is the speed, so we cannot calculate. And then we ask another question, can we win safely? If we can win safely, defend. If not, go all in and attack, yeah? So those attacks, two attacking patterns may look similar, but one of them is more desperate than the other, and this is something we should recognize. And from my experience, beginners usually end up like, I don't know, therefore I attack. But you should know that, you should understand that this one is like last resort type of attack. Thank you for the following, Violet. All right, and then we had this very weird diagram. Basically, they say the closer you are to the king, the more in danger the king is, the easier it is to read the position. That's all. Like, the safer the king, the harder it is. Like, clearly, like, if you see a full Mino, you have no idea how to checkmate that king. But if the king has only one silver next to him, it's probably easier to understand, right? And that was chapter 1. Now, chapter 2 we did was the density move, like the Japanese version translated. It was basically a multiple pulse move. So a move that has many meanings. 2 birds with 1 stone type of move. Attack and defense. So here we had to consider our attacking moves. We had to consider enemy attacking moves. And then we found a move that did both. This bishop both attacked, defended on both sides, and it was a very powerful piece to have. And this kind of type of piece we memed a little bit, and we called it Komodo Dragon Badger piece. Komodo Badger piece, because in Japanese you call it Kobo. K, Komodo, B, Badger, Kobo, Komodo Badger move. That's how we translated it 2 weeks ago. This is like this Pokemon that you have, and it has this superpower of turning the game calculation or giving you an additional move. Yeah, so it's like this super mega evolution of a Pokemon that's great to have. And here, for example, we had this move, which was a simple knife jump, but it does 2 things again. Gives us escape route and allows us to attack. Then we learned that taking the initiative is also very important. So even if you find a Kobo, try to find how to do it with speed, with the initiative, yeah, additionally, therefore making it stronger. Kobo plus initiative, unstoppable power, okay. What did we learn here? So here we are clearly behind, yeah? Got ahead 1 move to win, sent ahead 2 moves to win, so we're behind. But we had this technique of tsumero nogare tsumero, so checkmate removing checkmate threat, removing checkmate threat. Nogare tsumero, why is this? Equals. Why is this an equal here? I have no idea. Anyway, basically we disable the ability to checkmate our king by attacking their king. So this is like the most powerful combo you can make. Checkmate threat, know you, in easy words. So yeah, combo is like the superpower that you have, just flipping the result of the game. So it's a very important move to know. Then we combine those 2 ideas. We learned, okay, so we know how to look at this position and analyze it. So number 1, we look at our attack. Number 2, we look at our defense. There's no defense. Conclusion, 1 move behind. Therefore, the only way to win is Kobo. That's like a mathematical pattern that we've learned, yeah, how to read. And it's important for us, because it's our turn to move, that we keep the initiative. So yeah, such a difficult position, but those 3 steps, we managed to simplify it. The judgment of this position, at least. Now the calculation is the difficult part. And this is where, but at least now we understand we need to find Kobo. And this is where we make a check, take the initiative, make Kobo. So thanks to those rules that we learned, we could find this move, yeah? Now the more difficult thing that happened in this example was that we had Zetto idea mixed in, but we're not gonna go over it now. Basically, all the ideas that we learned will combine together to bring amazing things. And here we learned, if an enemy has a strong Komodo Badger piece, you just attack it, and therefore it's the best move on the board when you attack a piece like that. Because you also get 2 things by 1 stone, yeah, 2 birds with 1 stone. And this is where we ended. So we will continue with more examples of Kobo. Yeah, so this subchapter is called How to Target the Enemy Kobo Piece. So I assume the next example will be so. And before we look, I'm gonna do this so that we don't get spoiled the answer. But something's wrong with my screen. Is this the solution? Is this the solution? Yes, all right. So I'm gonna delete a bit more to the left, actually. we're gonna take a look at this and try to find the answer ourselves according to the rules that we learned. Hopefully I won't have to talk this much. Okay, but my commentary tool just disappeared, so that's not good. I will find it and you guys look at the position. I will explain what the Japanese say in a moment. Where was it? Yeah, so that's gonna do that. That's not what we want. Okay, we're gonna wait for it. I don't have the tool yet. So they say on this diagram, the kobo piece. Guys, can you find me the kobo piece for the gote? Piece that both attacks and defends at the same time. So what we would like to do, yeah, according to the rule that we learned, we consider attack. So we have those 3 pieces in hand, so 2 silvers, 1 gold. We have a horse and the king is in the middle. So naturally what we want to do is surround the king. But there is something blocking our ability to drop here, and as Andriy mentioned, it's the rook. There are 2 rooks on the board, it's a little bit confusing. But definitely this rook both attacks and defends at the same time. So this is our kobo piece we would like to get rid of. Now we considered our attacking options, yeah? We have the problem. Now what does the enemy have? Well, they're gonna take this gold next. The gold will retake, right? And they immediately have Atsume by sacrificing this rook here. King takes and this rook promotes, and it's a checkmate in 5. So you see that this piece is very powerful. Yeah, disables our attack, enables their attack. What do we do about it? It's the question, I guess. We also can consider defending, yeah, we're behind, so we could consider moving the gold back. But they have a lance in hand and a knight, but lance 8-4 would continue making checkmate threats. So we ignore the horse, yeah, gold goes back attacking the horse, but lance draw will allow them to, again, sacrifice, yeah, all over, and checkmate our king. Yeah, 8 to silver, this is 8-2, Andriy, so... Alright, so what do we do in this position? What you can notice, guys, that I said the way the enemy will attack is horse takes the gold. But horse takes the gold is not a check. So maybe we can do something before that happens, yeah? Maybe we have time to do something. Any ideas? I'll try to bring my comment tool without spoiling the answer. And I spoiled the answer. If I close it, it's so irritating. Alright, I guess we're gonna do this next time. Silver drop. Alright, I hope you guys like thought about it before I spoiled. Sorry about that. Yes, silver drop 7-1. It seems to be the answer, but it doesn't say yet. Doesn't explain. So, silver drop here. If we take the gold, what's the plan? What would be our plan here? You have a plan, right? Bouncing across. Of course. All right. Are we mated though? So if we take the rook, they take the gold. We take it. They drop the gold. But what if we run here? The gold is not there anymore, right? All right, let's see. So they say 7-1 silver is how do I translate that? Impossibly good. So diagram 15, as we say, silver drop. If you escape, okay, so our target is to surround the king, yeah? It doesn't change. If they escape, we have another silver drop, he's surrounded. Great. What we calculated comes to life. Now we have to consider all the other options. Look to the side. Then you can drop the gold again here. And target to take the rook next and win, yeah? Now, whatever they do, the rook movement will become bad, yeah? So, forcing move, rook to move. It's like, whatever they do, weakens the rook. So this is the power of the badger piece, yeah? The badger piece, oh god. The badger piece has is very strong, but once you poke it with a stick, those two heads, they start to argue with each other. Yeah, they start to face each other, and they are very angry on each other. Yeah. So they face against each other. They are like, he's like, we should attack. And the badger side is, we should defend. No, defend. So the same thing happens in your opponent's mind. They're confused about which role exactly this piece has, yeah? So that's why attacking the Kobo piece is so good. They don't explain more, but I think I know what they explained here. Okay, yeah, I think if they take the gold, it is actually Tsumero. Tsumero daga. Okay, yeah. Let's explain the situation first. So if they take the gold, we're gonna drop the gold here. They're gonna escape. And then we're gonna capture the rook. And the motion of capturing the rook, so rook x, silver x rook, I guess. Silver taking rook is your favorite word. Sumero. Nogare. Actually, those are 3 words, I guess. No, it's actually 1 word. Because it's a checkmate threat, escaping checkmate threat. It's like 1 word. Yeah. So this move, paradoxically, I guess, the silver takes the rook is also a kobo itself. So we exchange a kobo for kobo. It makes sense. We defend our king while attacking the enemy king, right? We make a checkmate threat while deleting their checkmate threat. It's the most ultimate kobo. Same way, Hishi is the most ultimate checkmate threat. Kobo is the most ultimate. Tsumeru Nagare Tsumeru is the most ultimate kobo, yeah? Oh my god, if anybody comes to this chat right now, knowing 0 about shogi, they're like, what dark magic is this? And I will feel bad for this person, but badgers, Komodo dragons. Oh my god, Hishi, what is that? Yeah, welcome to Shogi World. Alright, so the summary from this example is, in this way, we attack. Oh, okay, that's okay. Stupidly, I just explained what they said. So, yes, that's exactly what they're saying. Basically, attacking kobo is kobo, if it makes sense. In this case, yeah. Or not in this case, it's not kobo. It's like the multi-purpose move, yeah. Or like two bears with 1 stone type of move. If you attack the kobo piece, you get the multi-purpose move. Because you get rid of multi-purpose of the enemy, yeah? So even if you cannot read the even if you cannot calculate, it will be a good move. Or choice, yeah? To attack an attacking move will be a great choice to make. All right, next. So you have a knight and 2 pawns in hand. This is not a very... Okay, that's better. We have this position. So again, what we want to do is have this good habit of calculating, yeah? So first thing we look at is attack, yeah? Then defense, then calculate, and then conclusion, yeah? How do we win? What's our win condition? So let's see. Their king, they have a silver in defense, yeah, in hand. They have those 2 generals, they have this king, and what we have is this dragon and token, but this token is temporarily pinned to the dragon, which might be a hint. Do we have a way to attack? We cannot drop the pawn here because it's Nifu. We could drop the knight here, but they would escape. And our biggest problem, I think, is that this piece is pinned. We would like to play this, but they're gonna take the dragon, and then token goes back. So it's like we lost a move, yeah? Or even 2 moves, in fact. So that's the attack part. Now let's think about the defense. So our king is here. It has 2 gold generals next to it. The only way the enemy can make a check in this position is to sacrifice the dragon, but then we can retake, and our king is safe. The slower attack they can make is to promote the pawn, take the gold, they take, and in this moment, if we take the token, we're checkmate threat by dragon sacrifice. So, 1, 2, 3 moves to mate for our opponent, yeah? But for us, do we see a clear way to approach that king? Well, not really, right? There is, like, we could say it's like 1, 2, or something, but the problem is they have the defense, so we cannot calculate it this easily. So what do we do? It's not really clear what do we do, right? In that case, we can start thinking about the general rules, like what is a good move in this position, even though we don't know exactly what to do. So now, remember what we talked about, which is the combo piece. Well, clearly this piece gives us the most trouble. It is both an attacking piece and a defensive piece. Clearly. So if we manage to poke this badger Komodo piece, we're gonna find a good move. This is the key piece for us. So now I'm reading the Japanese text. They indeed say, remember attacking the Kobo piece brings a lot of value. In this case, 6-9 dragon is a Kobo piece. We would like to play 5-2 token, but they're gonna delete our dragon. So even if we do nothing, for 9 pound promotion, this will be very painful to us. So this dragon, ... because the explanation is on the next page. But this dragon apparently will be important. The other thing that I didn't mention, they mentioned that there's this attacking pattern by pushing this pawn, but they're gonna push as well. We take, promote, king takes, token, takes, we lose the dragon, and then because the dragon is disturbed, we take this, and basically Gotha will win because gold, silver, and then they need to sacrifice the dragon, so Gotha wins. So this is the mutual attack. This is the last resort. Mutual attack fails. Yeah. So this attack fails as a result. So bouncing across idea is pawn drop 5-9. And Andri's idea is knight drop 6-4. So knight drop 6-4 doesn't attack the rook, yeah? Pawn drop 5-9 would do two things. Defend and force the dragon to move. So it seems like if we talk about which is more versatile, well, knight only attacks pawn, blocks, and kind of enables our attack if taken. So I would think the pawn is more versatile between those two. And indeed, if we look, so this dragon is the obstacle. So that's what we identified. Dragon 6-9 is obstacle. We identified it together, right? So we would like it to move. And normally, to force a move to Pisa to move, we would attack it directly, right? Like in the bishop few examples before. we dropped a pawn in front of the kobo piece and we forced it to move. But that's not the case here. We don't have such option. But there's a new technique that we can learn. And this is the, okay, this is actually old technique that we learned, but this is the lure technique. Remember, guys, the penguin guy? The fisherman throwing penguin as a sacrifice? That was the lure technique. I mean, if silver takes 4-5, then immediately that creates a space for the knight underneath it. So we should consider that, but... But pawn push takes 4-3. Yeah, so the problem is... I'm gonna answer a question from Bouncing Across first. So Bouncing says that in the mutual attack variation, when we push this pawn, the silver can take it. And then pawn drop, king takes, token, gold takes, sacrifice. So the problem here is that this is this losing pattern of we over defended and made the enemy faster. Yeah. So instead of arriving in this variation, pawn push, and let's see how many attacking moves Gote makes. 1, 2. 2 attacking moves, right? Which enabled them to win in the end. In your variation, 1, 0 attacking move, 0 attacking move, 0 attacking move. Our turn. In this situation, we cannot even promote this pawn because the dragon is here. So it is so important that in this moment, Gote chooses to sacrifice the silver to gain 1 and 2 moves. Because, guys, be careful, every time you take a pawn in shogi, it means this pawn gets the ability to teleport. And this pawn, by teleporting, gains 2 squares immediately. And the painful move is that we waste silver takes move as well. And silver being here doesn't enable our attack. So they push, ignore it, force the pawn to walk this additional square, and in the meantime, force this pawn to gain 2 moves. Yeah? I guess that's the logic here. It's like this crazy variation because they can drop the silver here and it seems very powerful, but the king escapes. And I think we're surviving that. But they're not writing this variation, it's just that it exists there. Yeah, so this is the difference between choosing mutual attack and over-defending. Over-defending would be the death of Gote here. Back to the lure technique. So we said we have no direct way to attack this piece. So we drop the pawn. Why is it interesting? Well, we talked that this pawn promotion is very strong for Gote, but it's not anymore because the gold can simply take. Right? So this disables their attack. Now, you may think, okay, I'm gonna take it and continue my attack. But there is one problem. The dragon leaves this line, which will enable our token move. If it doesn't break your brain, I know what will. This single pawn just breaks the whole position for Gote. It's so amazing. So the summary they're giving us, if you cannot attack Kobo piece directly, think how to limit it. Or its movement, yeah, its movement. So instead of basically, instead of killing the bad mafia boss, you put him in jail, if it makes sense. You have both of them disable the ability to commit crime. It's just different methods to do it. One is more radical. One would be nice to like have the problem from our heads in Shogi. You know, you would, I guess, not only capture him, but also use him as a good guy. So you would wolololo him into good guy. That would be the most perfect because you gain a powerful ally. But if you cannot do that, put them in jail. So you also disable that guy. If he doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for the enemy, yeah? Something like that. So it's kind of like you play handicap shogi if you think of it, yeah? It's kind of cool way to do it. One last thing that's left for me is to read this. Yes, CO, yeah, lol. If we take... No, we cannot take, as you know. So the attacking power is low. It's sealed off. I guess I don't know what this kanji means, but... And if they do nothing, if they pass, what we're gonna do is go for this. Silver goes back. We push again. Silver takes. Pawn drop. King takes. And then talking. So it is only center that has a threat in this position. If they were to play a slow move. Yeah. Sorry. I'm thinking of this one variation of them dropping a silver here, but they're not gonna talk about it. I'm just curious, like, what's the best way to like avoid it? Thank you for the following. Your name is so hard to read. Gin. Biagin. That's how my brain interpreted it, because in Polish the B sounds funny. But welcome. Mr. Gin. Mr. Silver. Wololo him into good guy. Yes. Yes. Wololo the dragon. They are more prisoners, yes. So imprisoning a piece is much more difficult than capturing a piece, remember. Because imprisoning a piece means this dragon exists. It's just useless. The ultimate way of making a piece useless. Okay, let me just think, just out of curiosity, silver drop. If we were to push the pawn, they're gonna take, we're gonna take. We're gonna promote, we're gonna take, they're gonna threaten us again. They have 2 silvers. If they take this one, the dragon check will come. We can drop it by the knight, so push. Okay, drop, drop, push, take, take, drop, takes. Go back. Wait, is it? 1, 2, 3, take, take. Go here. Go here. Wait, we're so far ahead in this version. We just take the gold. Yeah, okay, we have... No, we have silver and gold, not gold, gold, yeah? How do we determine this position to be a win. I guess we have a mate as well, but I mean, technically, I think we can still sacrifice the pawn, bring it here, take it here, because they have 2 golds. And they have no mate. Like, they have 1 gold, yeah, and they have token here, and they're attacking the gold. So I think we're still winning in that variation, yeah. So they go back, then we push again, they take, yeah, okay. Alright, sorry about that. I was just curious. Alright, so this is the lure technique. This is the second way to get rid of the enemy piece. Let me censor the next page, just in case. Perfect. So what we have here is another position. All right, let's use our habit. Let's use our habit to calculate this position again. So we have knight, knight in hand. They have bishop, silver, lance. They have more pieces, it seems. They just drop the lance, which clearly is an offensive defensive piece. Clearly it attacks the gold and blocks our, let's say, knight drop, yeah? Clearly. It may be concerning because our gold is under attack. But if we escape, they will drop the silver again. Continue attacking. So what is a good move in this position? Something that does both at the same time. So they say knight drop isn't working because they can just take it, yeah? This is the move that we wanted to play, but, you know, it's blocked. So how do we deal with the situation? And the hint is... okay, maybe I'm not gonna give you a hint. I will let you think about this. This first sentence basically gives the answer, so I don't wanna do it. Adri, 10 gifted sub. Thank you so much, Adri. Total of 35. Thank you so much. You're so amazing. Olive, Mycon, Rocky, Ryoda Wolf, Death Note Police, Tech House, Black Red, Chrono, D35K Pilot, Nee, Big Justice Agent. You all got a sub. Thanks to Adri Moisol. Thank you so much once more, Adri. You're a great supporter. Bouncing across is saying knight drop here, and then if they take knight drop again. That's not the solution. Although I was also like thinking that looks good. I guess they would take the gold then. Then we take, and we don't have enough to break through, right? Because the knight drop itself isn't checkmate. Yeah, let's say the lance is here. Knight here, take, and not follow up. So it's a good attack, it's just that we don't have enough pieces. Pain, yeah. So if I told you nothing, and I'm like, la, 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 like, we know nothing about Kobo and anything, and like, you have this position. First glance, what would you play? Like, think you never saw this position, we never Like, you just open up a random game. What would you play? Without thinking much. What feels right? Take lance. Yeah, isn't it simple? It's so stupid, yeah? Yeah, so overcomplicating sometimes isn't a good thing. All right, so they say take, drop the lance. Didn't realize the bishop was promoted. Okay, that's something you need to work on then. So the hint that was given here, they say the value of kobo piece is so high that it exceeds how many C and E? Okay. The standard material calculation. So you would think that horse is more valuable by lance. Yeah, this would be the standard. But that's not true. Lance is the kobo piece, which means it has more value than the horse. So that's the important part here. That's what they were saying here. That lens is changing. That one lens, yeah, think about this. This one lens is changing the flow of the whole game. It blocks your two big pieces and it attacks your gold on the other side of the board. How powerful that stupid lens is. Yeah, it's stupid lens, stupid lens. Get rid of it, yeah. Just take it. Yeah. Who cares about the bishop? They cannot use the bishop to attack your king. Get rid of it. Yeah, delete it. Hidechi pieces. This is one kanji though. This is exact one kanji. I guess it would be red on 81 dojo. But yeah, this is the horsey. So the way you see it bouncing, the horsey, as opposed to bishop, you see, this is a Sphinx Riddle. Have you heard of the Sphinx Riddle? What walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the evening, and 3 legs in 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening? Have you heard about the Sphinx Riddle? I probably messed it up, but yeah. Man, yes. It's the same thing. The bishop has 2 legs, but when it promotes, it has 4. And then it has a tail. So this is how we can quickly recognize. One kanji pieces, yeah? Tail from Egypt. Greece, actually. The famous, I actually saw a video about it yesterday, the Oedipus. Have you heard of the Oedipus syndrome? It's the same guy who solved the Sphinx Riddle, I think. It's a very tragic story. Yeah, I think it was the same guy. I watched a video. I found this cool YouTube channel that has like those mythological stories, Greek mythology, and I think it was the same guy. I swear I could look at kanji 100 times and still not able to draw. because you never did? Do you know why you have kids at school? They come back home and they, I don't know if you have it in your country, and they go home and they like train those things in their notebooks. Yeah, the whole day. Or like they take one letter and they like repeat it. Because it's a learning process. You can only learn how to draw kanji after drawing it many times. So if you have trouble remembering, I will recommend you. Yeah, like the first grade. It's like your first grade in Japanese, yeah? Let's be honest. I recommend you take kaku. You open kanji. And this page is cool. It will show you, you can slow it down, it's too fast. It will show you the order of moves. Or you can look here, stroke order. So you... The red shows where it starts, yeah? And it's usually from left to right. Okay, this one is weird, but from top to the side, always from top to right. Kinda. And then the order, it will become natural the more you train, but basically what you go, you take a notebook, you divide it into squares if you want, and you train. And again. And again until you get your muscle memory. Have you played computer games? It's the same thing. The game gives you the tutorial, teaches you this button to use the bomb. And then for like 10 minutes, you keep forgetting how it works. But then eventually you will remember, right? Because muscle memory. Oh. I'm struggling with Zelda game, Breath of the Wild. I'm like, which button is for the bow? I just need to play a lot to get used to it, yeah? So Bouncing is asking, why stroke order is so important? I think it's just my opinion. So then you, like, the stroke order doesn't matter. It matters the way you draw each singular line. So it's important that this line starts at top and goes left. This line starts here and goes here. Because it feels correct. It's the way the line was designed to be. Each of those strokes exist separately, kinda. So it's like you're creating word out of letters, in a way. But yeah, that's just the way. Okay, this was first or this was first. For example, here I can like lose it. It doesn't matter. It's just a thing, you know. Just, why do we write A like this? That's because it is. Why do we write A like this? That's because it is. Yeah. Have you ever seen person write A like this? Oh God. No, it's you write this and then this, right? Same way. First you create the square and then you input the lines in it and finally you finish it off. The same logic. Okay. Can you imagine drawing eye like this? I mean, I don't know, I never studied this, but I'm pretty sure all of you guys, if you write I, it's like dot at the end. Can you imagine writing it dot first and then oh God. It's like, I would think this person is a psychopath. That's terrifying if you write dot first. Some people do that. Oh my God, we run away from yeah, for me it's satisfying because it's like you da 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 da, and then you put a dot. Yeah, it's same with eyes. I mean, sometimes if you're fancy, you write the whole sentence and then you input the dots afterwards. That's like the calligraphy thing to do. But imagine writing dots first and then writing the sentence. That's no. For PNG, I mean, like I can imagine if you're a musician, you're more used to drawing the note first. Yeah, I write. I guess I write the line first. The G. G is just like this. That looks like Q, unfortunately. G. There's like this fancy, I don't know, but Sean, when he writes, because he's French, and French has like those weird letters like this. This is Z for some reason. For Polish, Z is like this. So they have like a lot of those. I don't know why. Yeah, that's. I mean, there are different designs, of course. Like you have kaku, but then what are like this is different design than this. Yeah, because this one is clear, and this one is. I also learned like a different version of. This is nozomu, and then you can write it like. I don't remember. Something messed up, but basically, okay, king maybe is a good example. King. This is how you write a king, yeah? This is if you Google that G-shot that I had, king, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's king, yeah? This line is longer. Maybe, I don't know if they're the same length, probably not. But the last line is like, yeah, and it looks cool, yeah? But then you can do it like this. Something like this. And this is when you see those double pieces and you have a dragon. I cannot write dragon. You have the dragon king. They will use this king instead of this one because this one is for the king piece and this one is for the dragon piece. So it's the same letter, it's the same kanji, just written differently. Anyway, that's not the problem. This horse has 4 legs because it's a horse. This is how this kanji was invented. I have a whole book about this. Kanji, look and learn. And you can see that if there is the kanji for advanced, there's a duck in it. And it makes it easier to remember. So I'm gonna find if they have the kanji for horse. 105, page 41. Horse comes. It's probably reflected on your screen, but kanji of horse comes from horse, and therefore it became horse. So horse has 4 legs and a tail, and I don't know how this part of the hair is called in English, but it has it here. So yeah, horsey. I will check the kaku. Kaku is actually horn. By the way, this is kanji for station, so it's like a horse and a human next to it. Kaku, yeah. There's a fish, but not the kaku. what's the logic between those? Gin. Do you guys want to see the Gin? 42. Page 42. That's like the next page from what we were. Gin. Like a human sitting next to treasure under the mountain. Silver is not as good as gold. So gold is like gold, and then this is gold, and then here's silver, yeah. Kaku. Do they have kaku? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's thousands of kanji and there's only 500 in this book. There's the kanji for rook and the kanji for winning. 174 and 80. So this is to win. It's like this strong man with fire of passion. Yeah, and then there's the kanji for moon next to it. And then you have the birds. Rook. Anyway, so this is not like a very scientific way to learn it. The idea is that you have this stupid picture that you look at and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. It doesn't, but it does for your brain. And as you remember that one stupid kanji, then you can learn another one based on that. So I like those like with water and like, for example, to open, yeah? There's a gate and two people inside opening. So then if you say, ever see kanji that has gate like this, you already remember this one. And this is how kanji works. They have like those symbols, like gate. Like if it's empty, that means gate, yeah? And by remembering one kanji, you can guess what this kanji means. So even if you don't know if it means open, you think, oh, it has to do something with the door. Because it kanji, yeah? So if I didn't tell you like what this kanji means, you would know it means something with the door. And this one means to close, yeah? Because they're so similar. And it combines with different kanji. There are things called radicals. Radicals are like strokes, right? Or probably there's also like the specific types of stroke. Like certain strokes have a meaning themselves, but let's not go into it. I'm not that good Japanese teacher. Yeah, so like this would mean human. Oh, you don't see. This would mean human as a radical, but as a kanji, this is human. So it's like the same kanji, but like flipped a little bit. And then if you flip it the other way, that's new gyoku, to make it confusing. All right. Let me try to finish a little bit more before my coughing gets to me. Where were we? Oh yeah, this is a horse. So now, bouncing across, have no right to misremember the kanji for horse, unless it's written in other font. But yeah, it's good to like sit down and try to write it yourself. I did it the first time and it helps, you know. I am N3, officially. I probably know more kanji than that. So my level is higher than A3. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha. No, I think, you know, whatever level you have, it's impressive. You just passed N5? Nice. Okay, so they say if you over defend, you're gonna die. So if you go here, silver. If you go here, silver takes here. King takes bishop drop, you die. And this lesson is so powerful. So in this way, because you drop the lance to 5-7, the situation changes dramatically, right? The pressure is gone, and your lance is powerful. Yeah, I won't be able to speak for much more. So it's bishop. So it's bishop versus lance exchange, but it doesn't feel like it, yeah? You guys agree? This lance feels so much powerful. And the reason is that we've destroyed the enemy kobo piece, and we actually created one of ourselves. Because kobo of enemy became our kobo. So basically, we've gotten the strongest piece of the board, and we've put the strongest piece on the board, yeah? So we got so much quality advantage here. Therefore, the summary so let's get the feeling. Please let me copy the kanji. No, the kanji. No, the kanji. Yes. No. Yes. No. Stop selecting the comment. It's impossible. Yeah. Incan sensitive. Okay. alert. So he's telling you, be alert about a battle situation, changes, okay, about huge influence of Kobo existence or not in a fight. So that one piece, this example is very important. Compare this to this. It's such a huge difference. Yeah, there was a piece here attacking our camp. It's gone. All of our worries are over. And us just having a piece gives us so much power here. Just a side note, once you take this piece, this situation becomes checkmate by a gold drop. And also at this point we can drop the knight because there's no lens protecting the knight drop, yeah? So we have two options. All right. My voice is giving up, so I think we're gonna stop here. Basically, what follows up is more exercises of the same thing based on practical games. Then we will have just a reminder how it works. And next week we will have this, which is we're gonna translate right now. Space. Domination control. Space supremacy. I think we translated it like that in the past. So that's gonna be, yeah, we talked about pieces, about the role of the piece. Now we're gonna talk about the board itself. Next week. Do you think love can bloom on battlefield? Love can bloom anywhere, I guess. Me neither. Let's check that. Fuji won in 104 moves against Nagase. Leading 3-1, he defended the Kisei title. Therefore, he holds the Kisei for three times in a row. Chichirano. Yeah, Fuji is amazing, guys. I mean, definitely he will beat all the possible records, you know. Oh, by the way, did you hear that Satomi's game has been decided? I think it was 8th month, 20 something, or 18 was it? Yeah, 18. 8-18. Against this guy, Tokuda Kenshi, who... He's pretty strong. How are your over-the-board Shogi games going recently? I didn't play Shogi over the board in a long time. I mean, there will be ESC soon, so it will be in a long time that I will be Ajiki-san was dropped from professional world because of her results, apparently. Like, there isn't much enemies I can play over the real board, right? In Switzerland. All right, guys. Yeah, sorry about that. Like, I cannot like overdo my voice still. I hope it's gonna be back on Saturday. No Swiss pub Shogi tournaments. Yeah, we will have to work on it. I mean, I enjoy sitting at home too. I don't like loud places like pubs unless there is a bunch of fun people to go with, but I didn't find some yet. I tried to find a chess teacher, but didn't work out well. So for now, I, ESC is on the list next. I will have to work. I will try to work on the videos today, so I will upload the old VODs finally. And I will try to finish the video that I recorded long time ago. I just didn't edit it with Valorant Skifu. And if time, yeah, I will also try to comment the Kifu from last week on Discord. Yeah, today, work day, so I'll try to do a lot of stuff. Just cannot talk too much, yeah. Maybe I can type a lot today. Okay, guys, thank you for coming. Sorry for shorter stream. We will continue hopefully next week with more stable voice. Remember about the kobo, yeah? Today, after this lesson, you can already use this technique in your own games. Try to, after you finish your game, identify if you can find any kobo piece on the board. You can show me on Sunday that you've identified some properly. It's an important skill to have, yeah? Identifying those powerful pieces on the board, because the game revolves around those pieces, yeah? Yeah, keep that in mind for now. And I will see you on Saturday. Hopefully we can do some more study, yeah? Maybe more practical problems like this. I have books about that. Maybe we could do those. Yep, that's all for now. I will see you on Discord. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Adri, again for 10 subs. Have a nice day.